programming. We have the continuation of the beautiful teachings from Noor and her husband Seiji. We also have Geshe Michael continuing his talk with the Master Xuanzang and Yuance. And what else do we got?
You called me off the track. So, okay, you did mention the Peacock Warrior. We do have teachings with Xuanzang. We have a special interviews with very nice entrepreneurs that are opening a university. It's going to be interesting to hear about that. And also, we're going to hear about some interesting project that's happening in Vietnam. Very, very beautiful project.
Great.
As well, I will take this chance to say, please type your questions on the chat, because at the end we are gonna have a special Q&A with Geshe Michael Roach.
It might be special.
Yeah.
Definitely. Cool. And so we're also going to have Geshe continuing his part 2 of teaching us how to make dumplings. And we heard that the auction is currently up to, well, actually, Geshe is going to explain all that. So we're going to cut over to Geshe Michael Roach right now.
Hi, back in the Peachtree World News. Second night of the Chinese New Year. You know what my job is. This, if you weren't here last night, this is extraordinarily beautiful painting that was painted by my brilliant stepson, Kazo. And I'm going to show you some pictures of Kazo and his crew. He recently took a small boat and he started in Africa. And he made his way across the Atlantic Ocean to South America. Here's a picture of Kazo out in the middle of the sea. Very brave, and he did a good job. He's always been in love with the ocean. He painted, he's a great painter. He painted this painting of the ocean. The original painting is somewhere, I think, floating in the Atlantic Ocean, but we got a copy and we are auctioning it. Now, let me show you the next slide here. Mr. Johnny O. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, there's Kazo's boat. The boat's starting out in Africa and racing to South America. I think he was number 81, which is about medium. Okay, next, Johnny O. What are we gonna do with this auction of this painting? We're gonna give 25% to the artist, which is Kazo. We're going to give 25% to the Peachtree World News Show for all of their many expenses. And wait, come back to that. And we're going to give 50% to the authorities in China at the Dunhuang project in the Gobi Desert. What you see here is my wife, beautiful wife, Veronica. And that was a trip that we made to the Gobi Desert, to the Dunhuang caves. And this library that you see here was created around one of the caves. And in the back of the cave, they discovered thousands of rare books, including the Diamond Cutter Sutra, the oldest printed book in the world. It came from these caves, back to these caves. And we're helping the government there learn how to input the books and save the books through Asian Legacy Library. And we're going to make a big donation to that project. Now, do you know, Daniel, how far the bidding got yesterday?
I believe the bidding is up to $4,000.
Yeah, that's embarrassing to me. Come on, you guys. I can't go to the Chinese government and say I got $2,000 to save a whole library. Come on, let's do better, okay? So please make a bid on the chat, and let's get a bigger bid here, because we can't show up and say we're going to save all your books for $2 or something like that. All right, okay. Now, thank you, sir. We're going to do some cooking. We started yesterday, if you remember, and I'll slow down. The reason we are doing the cooking is that it's a tradition in China. Right now, it's New Year's morning. In China, the moon has just started to wax, and everybody's sitting around at home, eating, grandma's cooking. And don't tell your grandma, but grandpa's cooking is better than your grandma's cooking, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys just a little bit. We'll get you started. And tonight, today, we're making vegetarian dumplings. What do you call it? Dim sum? Jiaozi. And I'm going to show you how we make them and just a few ideas for how you can make them. Okay. As I mentioned yesterday, you got to have a seito. Okay. And this is a very dangerous instrument called seito. If you drop it, you can cut your toes off. And the best cooks only have 3 toes. And if you feel something chewy in your dumpling, no, okay. And I'm going to show you how to use a seito. You always curl your fingers, okay? And I don't want you to do this until you come to Arizona to the Beach Tree Cafe, and I can show you how to use a seito, okay? So you curl your fingers like this, and you don't hold your fingers out like that, because then you can cut your fingers off, okay? These are very sharp and very powerful. So you curl your fingers. I'm gonna cut some carrots here just to show you how it's done, okay? Ideally, the tip is left on the board, okay? And then you can just go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, see, like that. And then you push it away. And you got your carrots. Now, I bet Juan Hassel that I could do this with my eyes closed. Hot one, you ready? Just gonna blindfold grandpa. Okay, dun, 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 dun. And Johnny, oh, where's the dramatic music? Okay,
Ready?
let's go, yep. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and I was a dumpling maker for 8 years. And I made about 1 million of them. And I had a teacher from China. He was from the middle of China. And he was a very funny old cook. And he said, look, Mike, look, you're not good with your seito until you can do it with your eyes closed. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Done. Okay, how's that? Yeah.
Come on, audience.
Audience we got here. Okay,
Wow.
and that's how you use a seito. Okay, now you have to, we're gonna put that on our dish here. And we're gonna show you how to do the dough. The dough, it takes a lot of practice, okay? We made the dough yesterday. And you got to get to know your dough. Okay, I have a granddaughter. This is what we do with her. Okay, and I'll show you a trick, okay? It's secret, so don't tell anybody. When you're making these dumplings, which we call momo, first you punch a hole in the middle. Okay, punch a hole in the middle, and then pick it up and make it like a donut. Okay, all right. Now we have a wheel of life. I mean, we got a circle here. Okay, and you squeeze it, okay, like this. Okay, I guess I can put it out here. I got it here. Is that better? Yeah, there we go. Okay, squeeze it like that. And then you set it down. Okay, and then you get your seito. Cut, one, cut, cut. Okay, don't put your hand under there. Okay, then you spread out your dough. And then you make it look like Juma. You guys know what Juma means, illusion, but it also means, it means intestines. Okay, and then you go back to your seito. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay, then these pieces are wet now, so you gotta put some dough on them. Squeeze them down, put them over here. Okay. And I'll make a few more, okay? Because we have a big audience here tonight. And they are hungry hombres. Fits out. Ooh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you press them down, okay? Into the dough. And you put them off to the side, okay? I know you're waiting, Seiji and Noor, don't worry. Food is more important than philosophy. Okay, and then you get your roller, okay? You can use a broomstick, it's actually easier. This is an American stupid roller. And it doesn't work, but I use it the traditional way, which is with one hand. So you take one of these little pieces of dough and circle, makes it, and then karate chop, wushu, okay? And then put some dough in the middle. Now, this is the tricky part, okay, watch. Okay, and you rotate it with the left hand and you roll it with the left. Okay. Now, there's a deep secret, second deep secret. The inside should have a lump on it. So you don't want to roll all the way across. You just roll on the edges, okay? And then the inside is a little bit fatter. Why? That's going to be the bottom of the dumpling. And if you make it too thin, when you take the dumpling out, it's going to tear. Okay, then you get a spoon. Here we go. You get we have a very delicious vegetarian filling that was cooked up by my dear wife, Veronica, this afternoon. And now the trick is don't fill it too full, because then your dumpling will break open during the cooking. And if you don't fill it enough, your customers won't come back because it's all dough. Okay, now watch, I'm gonna pinch the outside, the half circle away from me. I will pinch. I will not pinch the circle towards me. Watch, okay, I'll do it slow. 1, 2, 3, I'm just pinching the outside. 4, 5, and 6, okay? Then you form it up, nice. And there you got your momo, you got your dumpling, okay? And it looks easy and it's not. If you want practice, come to the Peachtree Cafe for 8 years. Okay, let's do one more together and then we'll go over to Seiji and Noor for some ancient wisdom. Okay, I'm really excited to hear Rumi. You know, Rumi lived almost 1,000 years ago, I guess, or more, I don't remember. But he and Dhammarakshita, which is Seiji's poet, were very similar years. So here we go. Remember to leave a thick part in the middle. Okay. And keep rotating with your left hand. Again, get all the, and then Veronica's special mix. I hope it's good. By the way, we're going to be steaming these during the show. And then we're going to have a taste test with Hasso and Daniel and Johnny O at the end of the show. Okay. And here's a little carrot wants to peek out. Don't let stuff peek out because it'll change the taste, okay? Pinch it up. And you got your second momo, okay? And then you put the momos in the pot, momo pot, and you try to line them up so they won't touch each other during the cooking, okay? So make sure that the curved part is facing each other. And you just keep loading them up. So Seiji, Noor, is it okay if I make a few more while you're talking? All right, and then you can eat them afterwards. All right, are you guys ready, Seiji, Noor? All right, we're switching over to the wisdom of the Peacock warrior from Rumi, from Persia, Turkey, and Arabic, and also Seiji Aral's translation of the Crown of Knives. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you. Oh my God, that made me really hungry.
It gave me hope for the new year more than the poetry.
All right. So, Noor, yesterday before we finished the class, you were telling me about Rumi a little bit.
Mhm.
And you told us yesterday that Rumi taught in many languages. Can you remind us which why and why?
Mhm. Yeah, actually, Rumi spoke in and wrote in many languages. The main language he used is Persian, but he had this feeling to connect all nations together and to speak to everyone in their own language. So he studied Arabic because he lived in Syria when he was a child, and he studied Arabic, and he wrote in Arabic and in Turkish, in Greek, and what else? So he wrote in mainly, and some sources say he wrote in Hindus too.
Wow.
I didn't read there, but the main message here is he tried to talk to everyone with their own language. And that was a message of to honor other people, you know. So I hope this answers the question.
Yeah. So you said that most of his work was done in Persian, but he also used some Arabic, which is the part that you're interested in, right?
Back then, 1,000 years ago, teaching or spreading the wisdom had different form. So it would be mainly in-person meetings where the teacher would speak. And the student or the attendees would take notes. So at certain point, one of his students, of Rumi's student, told him, look, I collected all of your work. And maybe now it's time to start documenting or writing them instead of just being verbal, you know? So one of the things I'm working now, I'm trying to slow down for the translators. I don't see anyone on the screen to see when the translation is okay. But okay. So what I'm interested in is the Arabic part. Because he learned Arabic and he saw how beautiful this language is. And he was taken by the flexibility of Arabic language, and he challenged himself to see if he can insert verses of Arabic in the Persian text or poetry.
Wow.
So this for him was an action of appreciation for the beautiful language, which is Arabic. Also, I want to see if I'm slow enough for the translator. Yes. And actually that is the source of my translation. So we are going to the Persian text, extracting the Arabic verses and working on translating them.
Okay.
So to make it easier, he didn't write the whole book in Arabic or the whole poem in Arabic. It was, it was his idea to insert the verses into the Persian text.
Okay. So, what do you think if Rumi was here today? What would he tell us about hope? What do you think?
I think if Rumi was here today, he would be maybe waiting to taste the dumpling, I guess. But I think he would be very happy to talk about hope. And here comes to my mind what Rumi says about hope. He said, wherever there is a ruin, there is a hope for finding a treasure. So no matter how life can how hard life can be. But I think Rumi, he would say some poetry for us, make us think about it and feel it, and extract some lessons from there.
Okay, that sounds good. So what are we going to talk about today? What are you going to talk about?
I have been working on finding the verses and choosing the best relevant for our topic today. And I extracted some 3 qualities I want to share with you. Qualities that we can remind ourselves of having during the year. And that would, I believe, that would charge our year with hope and peace inside. So I will be reading poetry, 3 little poems, not very long. And it is a kind invitation to listen with your heart. And I try to make it as simple as possible in English. And then together we would reflect and extract these 3 qualities from these 3 poems. What do you think about it?
Great. Awesome.
So the first one is called The Joy of Silence. And please find your comfortable position as in meditation, relaxed, bring hot chocolate, coffee, tea, whatever you feel cozy with. And before I start, I want to share with you something very fast. I learned once that we listen with 3 doors, let's say. We listen with our ear, and we can listen with our heart, and with our mind. So my invitation for you today is to listen with your heart, and let's enjoy it together. The joy of silence. In the silence of my devotion, there is kindness of speech. Be silent. Enjoy the secrets of silence. Be patient. The divine grants his truth in silence.
Wow. Very nice.
Thank you.
So do you mind if I ask you some questions about this?
Of course, go ahead.
So why silence? And how do you think silence can help us charge our hope? How do they relate?
That's great. Actually, when I was trying to find what pieces of poetry would fit to hope, that was the question I had in my mind. I think we all have moments where we lose hope, or we are anxious about what's coming next, right? And I believe that this state of mind creates a lot of noise inside our mind and our heart. At least that's what I experience when I'm falling into losing hope. So I believe silence, when we take some moments, few moments, to sit with ourselves and to allow ourselves to be in silence, I believe that will allow more space to open in our heart, as at the same time we feel like we are detaching from the problem. So we gain kind of perspective about what we are losing hope about. And I believe this is a good state of mind and heart to be when we are falling in one of the extremes of losing hope. So sitting in silence, allowing ourselves to absorb the secret of the divine, as it's said in the poetry, will give us a lot of solutions, inspirations. And I think when we are in this space of detaching from the problem and see other possibilities, we can recharge our hope. What do you think?
Oh, good. Do you think that somehow this silence relates, for example, to perspective?
Yes, definitely. Yes. Actually, in the moment of silence, I feel we have the freedom to detach and gain perspective,
Mhm.
right? Because we are just shutting the noise in the mind and heart.
Mhm.
And that's kind of as you are getting away from a problem or whatever disturbs you and gain different perspective
Mm.
about it. Yeah. Maybe this is one of the secrets he said we can gain if we we stay in silence, which is hard.
Yes.
Which is hard. Sometimes when we lose hope, the worst thing we can do is just to be silent, at least for my case. I like to talk, as you can tell.
Wow, this is great. I think the more we continue thinking about this poetry, the more it will give us.
Mhm.
Good.
And here I want to say something. This verse was in a bigger poem,
Mhm.
which was speaking also about the secrets that you can secrets in the meaning of the new ideas and the new inspiration you can get
Mhm.
from treating problems in a different way, so next time now I have this inspiration, maybe I would want to read it in Arabic as well,
Oh yeah.
so it can give you a feeling, how does it sound, and we can feel a taste of what he really wanted to us to experience. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Awesome. So guess now we move on to the next point.
Yes. So I wanted to mention something before I go to the second poem. The first quality in the first verse was silence, right? And I think, Seiji, it ties very well to what you said yesterday about gratitude.
Mhm.
I think when we are in this space of silence, we can think of things that we are grateful for. So I think silence ties very well and make a good, how to say?
Bridge.
Yes, thank you. To allow ourselves to go in this mood of gratitude and even think about 2-3 things we are grateful for.
Oh, I like that.
Yes, I think this is very good match, right?
Yeah, something definitely to practice in my case, at least.
Yeah, and my case too. When we have baby now, we wish for a moment of silence. So we are really waiting, but when he sleeps, we feel like don't talk, don't say anything. Let me enjoy silence. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the second poem?
I rose to heaven.
Wow.
And heaven here is the state of happiness and joy. We don't need to leave the physical space to go anywhere. It's just a state of complete contentment, I would say, satisfaction, peaceful moment. So again, please listen with your heart, and I will try to go slow so you can feel the beauty of it. I climbed to heaven without a ladder. Can atrocities find heaven? Can the darkness of the world defeat the light of our love? Our love that shines on and beyond the universe. Days and distance kept our bodies apart. But my heart, I swear, is still with you.
Wow, another beautiful poem. I have a thing.
Mhm.
I tend to always want to rationalize things. So, but I want to ask you if you can share with us, because I know that often in poetry, some symbolisms are used.
Yes.
And in my opinion, when you understand the meaning behind that, then you can enjoy and go deeper into the poetry. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes, that's actually the case for Rumi's poetry. If you looked, I think most of us had the experience when we just looked at the famous poetry of Rumi. I see in his quotes a lot of mention to love, to divine, to peace, and everything of them symbolize something. So, for example, for me, it could mean the love to my child. It could mean the love as to my lover, like my husband and my father. You know, it depends on who is reading, right? But the main thing Rumi invites us when he says about love is the invitation to open our heart and to be in this space when we are not seeing bad or we are not judging others. You know, most of his mention to love also was for his teacher. Because in Rumi's experience, and maybe when we do our extended program and we have more time, I would like to share with you that he had a very special relationship with his teacher, Shams at-Tabrizi. Yes. And he believes in this, the importance of the teacher is to open our hearts to receive love and to be able to share this love, right? So in this poetry, honestly, whenever Rumi mentions love, he is mentioning his teacher. This is, as far as I understand, from the commentary on the original text, you know. But I think if Rumi was here today, he would invite us to give our feeling about it. I mean, if you feel it for Maitri, or if you feel it for someone you deeply love, this is the main message of it. To connect to this energy that opens the heart and be in this space of accepting, not judging. And that, I think, what is the good fuel for hope, I believe. When you are in love, you are able to see things with the hopeful eye.
Wow. Beautiful. You know, I think that relates very much to what we see in our tradition, that the teacher can take many forms. You're right, and often is to help us just grow or something, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And by opening your mind to the wisdom, definitely it would be also.
Yes, great.
It's similar to what you were saying yesterday, actually. You were mentioning the teacher we need to be grateful for is having teachers in our life. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so what about the third poem?
The third poem is coming here now. And it talks about peace as, again, as a state of mind and heart. Which I think we all need at this time when we are approaching a new year. From my experience, I feel always occasions like New Year or big events is the opposite of peace because it involves a lot of preparation and agitation, and maybe we need to do so many things. So I would like to say this poetry and to take a minute to reflect on, maybe we can sneak 1 minute of peace during these busy days. Okay. Peace is the path. Peace is the path you search. Patience is enchantment to my heart. With fire, he tested the gold. With light, he tests my loyalty. Love is my lamp in darkness. Absence is fire for my heart. Love's union is my remedy. You whom resides in my heart. Sun is my strong steed. The moon is my protector too. Love is my companion, who knows what is in my mind. You who ask me about love, bless this love. All my wishes vanish like smoke when they meet you.
Wow, another beautiful poem by Rumi.
Thank you.
And so I wanted to invite you. I know because you often tell me poetry, and I always love hearing the deeper meaning of it. And I want to share that with our audience. Can you please tell us what love means to you?
Yes. Actually, this is something, thank you for reminding me to mention, I forgot to say. Arabic has very good music, like it's very musical language, and it has a lot of deeper meanings. And sometimes it's hard to tell. And I believe it's a good training for us to develop the tool to see what is the what could be another meaning for that, right? Mm-hmm. And I believe Rumi was very smart in that, because in my opinion, he gave every one of us a way to see a truth in the poetry from his own side. You know, I mean, the love I might interpret here is definitely someone else can see it for something else, right? Mm-hmm. And to be honest, in this setting, I don't claim that I know what he really meant, because it's very, I think he had a lot of flexibility to leave us about us, how we see that. But extracting it from the whole work, I would say Rumi's mention to love is mainly in this work about his love to his teacher. Mm. And there are many stories who would say why he was in so much love to the teacher. He has many teachers, by the way. Mm-hmm. But in the history of Shams and Rumi's relationship, they say the most growth he has and the most achievement he got, it was in the period when he met Shams at Tabrizi, his teacher. Mm-hmm. And then what happened is the teacher left one day without announcing. So they were, imagine like you live with someone and you all the day together learning, sharing, maybe speaking about projects, whatever. Mm-hmm. And out of sudden you wake up and you don't see him around. Mm-hmm. That brought the flame of love to grow more in Rumi's heart, because he was waiting for the teacher to come back. Wow. And that's what he means here by love is my companion, and absence is fire for my heart, because he was longing to the teacher. I believe that we all are stronger when we have a partner who feeds our creativity. I totally believe it. And we could feel it yesterday. I said, oh, it's so good to teach together, you know?
Yeah.
So I think Rumi was in that space
Mhm.
when he was missing this inspiration to keep him going, you know? So he wrote the most amazing, beautiful poetry when he was waiting for Shams to come back.
Wow.
Yes. And they say in the history, I mean, the stories say Shams came back. Yes. And they had a short period of time.
Mhm.
And then he disappeared again.
Wow.
And no one knows if he died or he chose to go. But always the teacher chooses a way to teach. Maybe it was some teaching from them. I don't know.
What
You
you
know?
needed.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. And so to answer your question, I believe what helped me in life
Mhm.
is to read it and to feel what kind of inspiration or how did this poetry relate to me.
Mm.
You know, for example, sometimes I feel it for my teacher, and I feel if this happens to me, I don't know, I would feel the fire he was speaking about. I would be very sad. Sometimes I would feel it for Maitri, my son. You know, I feel he is the source of love in my heart. So it's just an invitation for every one of us, just to see how this poetry touch your heart, you know?
Wow, great. Awesome. So I want to do a quick recap here. You told us at the beginning that you wanted to talk about 3 things
Mhm,
and how we can tie this back to hope.
mhm.
Can you please tell us about that?
Silence,
Uh-huh.
love,
Mhm,
and wisdom.
mhm,
So I believe these 3 qualities are, I don't know if qualities is the right word,
mhm,
but these 3 emotions, let's say, I think whenever we feel that we are drifting apart from hope,
mhm,
we can, for example, take a moment of silence
mhm,
and reflect on that. Feel the gratitude you mentioned yesterday. I think that would charge our hope.
Mhm.
Or we spend some time with people who we really love, because life is very short. We don't know. So love can be a charger for hope, right?
Mhm.
Wisdom, which here is represented by teacher, I'd like to say wisdom.
Mhm.
And I think these 3 qualities, for me at least, I had this promise that I would keep an eye on having these 3 qualities. I have something to tell you. I failed 2 weeks. 2 weeks I failed. I didn't remember silence or love or wisdom. But now I'm working on the first quality, silence.
Mhm.
Yes. And I just thought to share it with you guys and see if this makes sense for to start the new year with. And I feel the 3 qualities ties very well to gratitude. What you mentioned yesterday, how lucky we are to have all what we have: healthy body, family, a roof to live under, and friends maybe to share with.
Mhm.
This is, I think, good start for the year, right?
Yeah, incredible. Yes,
Mhm.
definitely. I love seeing how wisdom has spread in different ways through different places of the world.
Mhm.
Right. In the end, something that I really have been loving about learning from you about Rumi is that it's basically the same message with
Mhm.
in a different way, but I love that. So yeah,
Mhm.
thank you.
Thank you.
What else? I know that you wanted to
I
give us a
have,
quick announcement.
yeah, um, I'm really enjoying. To be honest, I was hesitant. I didn't have self-trust to be able to go and find the material and start doing that. But the moment we start, I feel a lot of joy. And I would like to invite you to be with us in a yearly program. We will start in April. We will be announcing more details now. We are just telling you to please to subscribe if you are interested. And the thing I feel new about this project are 2 things. There has not been Arabic translation to English from Arabic text for Rumi. It will be, if you are coming to join us, you will be the first group of people who will listen to this, and hopefully we will publish a book after that. And also it will be combining your book with Rumi, which is also didn't happen before. So we are so excited and hope to see you then. And Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year. All right.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Noor, Seji. Thank you for sharing with us the poetry, the projects that you are doing. It's very interesting to see how wisdom can spread over the world in many different forms, and one of them is through the uses of language and ideas. It's interesting to think about how ideas trigger images inside our minds and communicate ideas. And these ideas can have an effect on triggering emotions, right? And you know the rest, Xuanzang and Yuance. So next, what's gonna happen, we will have Geshe Michael Roach continuing his amazing teaching on some wisdom that comes from some works done by Xuanzang and his disciple Yuance. And yeah, it's going to be very exciting. Remember, yesterday we started with this topic. We review 2 or 3 of the questions that were asked in one of the stories of ancient wisdom, and now we're going to keep going with it. So please welcome Geshe Michael Roach, and let's see what else we learn.
Hi, welcome back to Master Yuance.
大家好，欢迎回来继续学习原册。
It was very nice. Thank you guys, Noor and Seiji.
谢谢诺和 Sage。
It's nice to hear things about Rumi that we didn't see translated before.
很开心能够听到一些关于如米的内容，但是在市面上都还没有被翻译过来的。
And I would like to learn more about it in your program in April.
我个人也很期待在你们4月份的课程当中了解更多。
And they're gonna run away now and take care of their son, Maitri.
他们现在得走了，因为要去照顾他们的儿子 Maitri。
So we were talking about 10 different questions.
我们呢之前谈到了10个不同的问题，
And these were asked to Gautama 2,500 years ago.
是2500年前向乔达摩提问的10大问题。
If you remember, the first question was, what does it mean when we say nothing is different from anything else?
第一个提问呢，就是何为宇宙中一切事物不与任何其他事物有所不同？
And that means what we said was everything is coming from you.
那其实它的意思就是我们所说的一切都来自于你。
If you talk about the new year,
如果谈到新年，
2 kinds of things are going to happen to us.
会有2件事情发生
Good things and bad things.
啊，有好也有坏。
But the main thing to remember is that they are the same.
但最重要的一点要记住，它们都是一样的。
It doesn't mean you should try to enjoy bad things and try to make bad things happen.
当然，它的意思不是说你应该去享受不好的事情，或者试着让不好的事情发生。
It means whether 2023 is a good year or a bad year for us.
它的意思其实是于我们而言，2023年究竟是好是坏，
It's all the same.
其实都是一样的。
Why is it the same?
那到底为什么是一样的呢？
Because it's coming from me.
因为他们都是从我这边而来的。
If it's coming from me,
如果是从我而来的，
then I can make a good year.
那我就可以创造出美好的一年。
How to make a good year?
如何创造美好的一年呢？
How to have hope in a new year. And the last year was very hard. Even the last few months was especially hard.
过去的一年其实是很不容易的，尤其在过去的几个月极其艰难。那如何有新的美好的一年呢？
You just have to remember everything is the same.
我们只需要记住一切都是一样的。
What difficult things happened in the last 2 months, 3 months.
在过去的2、3个月里，困难的事情发生。
Yuance says, yeah, it's all coming from me.
但是原策大师说：“是的，这一切都从我而来。
In the second question, ”
在第二个提问当中，
it says, what does it mean when we say something is ultimate?
就提到，当我们说视为究竟时，究竟是何含义？
And ultimate means if you try to find something that's not coming from you.
究竟的意思就是，当你去找一些不从你而来的事物的时候，
In 2023,
在2023年的时候，
things happen to you one by one during the day.
就一整天当中，你身上会发生各种各样的事情。
And if you check all of those things that happen to you during the day
如果你仔细的去检查你身上发生的所有事物，
and try to find something that's not coming from you,
然后试着去找出一件事不从你而来的，
we said 1 minus 1 equals 0.
我们就提到说1减1等于0，
And that's what we call the ultimate. Okay?
这就是我们所说的究竟的含义。
Ultimate means nothing is there.
究竟的意思是外面什么都没有，
When you try to find something that's not coming from you,
就是当你试着去找到不从你而来的事物的时候，其实你什么都找不到，
you won't find anything.
你什么都找不到。
And there's a strange idea that this is a kind of protection from you.
但是呢，有人有一个奇怪的理念，认为这对我是一种保护。
It means all the things that happened to me and my family in this new year, 23,
意思就是2023年我跟家人身上发生的所有的事物，
there's nothing that's not coming from you.
无一不来自于我，
And that's called the ultimate.
而这就是终极的含义。
And there's a strange idea that it should be comforting that there's nothing which doesn't come from me.
就是有一个特别的观点，就其实当你知道没有任何事物不来自于我的时候，其实是会给我们带来欣慰的。
If there's something that doesn't come from me,
如果有任何事物不来自于我，
then I can't change it.
那我就无法改变，
And I just have to stay quiet and suffer.
那我只能默默的忍受。
But if everything's coming from me,
但是如果万事万物都来自于我，
from how I treat other people,
源自于我如何对待他人的话，
then I can have a really fantastic year. Then I have hope for 23.
那我就会迎来非常美好的一年，我2023年就会有希望。
So that was the second question.
那这就是第二个问题。
By the way, Xiaoping,
顺便提一下，
I don't know if we can finish 10 questions,
我不知道我们是否可以讲完10个问题啊？
but my teacher taught me
但我老师有教我，
always leave something unfinished.
总是留一点未完成的事情，
And that's sweet because then you have a reason to meet each other again.
这是很美好的，因为你就有理由又可以再次相聚。
So the third question,
所以第3个问题是，
it's like somebody asked Gautama,
就有人问乔达摩，
why did you say that nothing is one thing and nothing is more than one thing?
乔达摩，你为什么说没有任何事物是一或者多呢？
That's kind of a strange thing to say.
就是他这样讲是很奇怪的嘛。
You know, why did you say nothing's one and nothing's more than one?
为什么你要说没有任何事物是一，也没有任何事物是多呢？
And somehow that's going to help me have a good new year.
那这又是如何帮助我迎来美好的一年呢？
And for this, we need the pen.
讲到这个，我们就要来讲笔页。
And actually, to be honest, I didn't understand this for many years.
坦诚而言，关于这一点，我很多年都没搞懂。
And when I was helping with some of the mixed nuts translations,
之前，当我在帮助我们一些混合坚果的翻译的时候，
the emptiness meditations by Utpala,
在翻译乌帕拉他的空性冥想那本书的时候，
finally, I understood it.
当时终于搞明白了。
It means if this thing is one or many,
就是如果这个事情是一或者多的话，
if it has parts,
如果它有部分的话，
okay, listen,
听好，
if a thing has parts,
如果一样事物是有部分的话，
it has to be coming from you.
那它肯定是要从你而来的。
So in the new year,
所以在新的一年当中，
if something happens to you and you don't like it,
如果有一些事情发生，那你不喜欢的话，
and you want to change it,
然后你想改变的话，
there's a very interesting question.
是有个很有意思的问题，
You can ask yourself,
你可以问自己：
is this one thing
这到底是一样事物，
or does it have parts?
或者它是有部分的？
And everything has parts.
那任何事物都是有部分的，
There's up and down,
它会有上部、下部、
left and right.
左右。
Okay. Your thoughts also have parts.
你的念头也是有部分的。
I was thinking during Seiji and Noor's talk.
在刚刚 Sage 跟诺的演讲当中，
Then when Grandpa was making dumplings, I was also thinking.
就在听他们演讲，我也在思考，我自己在做点心的时候也在思考。
So tonight, your mind had several parts.
所以像今晚你的意识是有多个不同的部分，
You were thinking during the cooking,
你在做饭时有在思考，
and you were thinking during the Peacock Warrior.
然后呢，你在刚刚的就是孔雀勇士的演讲当中也在思考。
If anything has parts,
如果任何事物是有部分的话，
physical things
是无论是这种有物质的东西，
or your mental things,
或是你意识方面的东西，
they have to be coming from you.
它们就必须是从你而来。
Why?
为什么呢？
Because your mind puts them together,
是因为是你的意识把它们放在一起的，
and each person puts them together a different way.
而且每一个人是用不同的方式把这些部分组合在一起。
Hey, how did you like the cooking show with the roomie after that?
哎呀，你刚刚喜不喜欢？就是刚刚就先做饭，然后呢厨艺节目，然后又有如米的节目。
Well, the roomie was okay, but the cooking show is kind of boring, I think.
我觉得如米还可以啦，但是那个烹饪的部分有点无聊。
Each person had a different experience.
所以每一个人对同一个事物有不同的体验，
Two parts to the pen.
所以这个笔有两部分，
How did you feel during the cooking show?
就是这部分就是厨艺部分，你感觉如何？
How did you feel during the roomie talk?
那如米的演讲环节，你感觉又如何？
And your mind put those two together.
你的意识把这两部分联合在了一起，
And every mind puts them together different.
然后每一个意识它把事物组成的方式是不一样的。
I still couldn't find anybody in the world who understands Neil Young music like me.
我到现在为止，真的在全世界都没有找到一个对尼尔杨的音乐跟我的理解是一样的，
Because my experience is unique.
因为我的体验是独特的。
Then there's a next question, number 4.
还有下一个提问，
Now, number 4 is a very strange question, okay?
第四个提问很特别，
And don't forget, Master Yuance,
不要忘了原策大师，
he answered these 10 questions in 10,000 pages.
他为了回答这10个提问，写了就讲了10000页的内容。
It's 1,000 pages per question. You're so lucky you're watching it tonight.
20,000 pages?
10,000 per, no, sorry, 1,000 pages each question.
Yeah. 所以呢，每一个提问呢就有1000页的内容。
And by the way, Daniel, you gotta tell me when I'm supposed to stop because I'm not quite sure. Just yell it out.
8 minutes.
808
And
away.
then we have the break.
Okay, boss. All right. So if this is coming from me
如果这个是从我而来的，
because it has parts,
因为它有部分，
then the answer comes.
然后就有回答是
Question number 4.
第4个问题。
And I'll tell you a strange thing, okay?
我给大家看一个特别的内容，
Who asked question number 4?
谁问了第4个问题？
Who's the warrior who asked question number 4?
是哪一位勇士问了第4个问题？
His name is Subhuti.
他的名字是须菩提。
Oh, this is the hero of the Diamond Cutter Sutra.
这个是能断金刚经里的那位英雄的名字，
So he's a smart guy,
所以他是很有智慧的。
you know? He's the guy who asked the question to Gautama in the beginning of the Diamond Cutter Sutra.
他就是在能断金刚经里开篇提问须菩提的那个人。
How should we think?
我们应该如何思维？
How should we live?
我们应该如何生活？
How should we meditate?
我们应该如何冥想？
He asked the greatest question in the history of Asian literature.
他就问了 在亚洲的文学历史上最重要的一个问题。
Now, if you study this sutra carefully,
如果你很仔细的去研究这本经典的话，
something very strange happens on question number 4.
就是在第4个问题当中有一些很特别的事情发生了，
Gautama asked the question.
是乔达摩问的问题，
Subhuti answered the question.
然后呢是须菩提来回答。
It never happens in all the sutra.
这样的情况在其他的经典当中都没有出现过。
Gautama in Sanskrit called Sarvavid. He knows Mr. Know-it-all. He knows everything.
乔达摩的名字在梵文的意思当中是全知者，
Why he has to ask a question?
他为什么还要提问呢？
So we should be curious. What question Gautama, who knows all things, has to ask Subhuti,
所以我们
his student?
所以我们就要想一个问题，就是为什么全知的乔达摩要问他的学生须菩提问题呢？
He says, Gautama asked Subhuti,
然后乔达摩就问须菩提，
are people and ideas countless or not?
人和事物究竟是不是无量的？
And Subhuti says, countless.
然后须菩提说是无量的，
The options are countless.
就是这些选择是无量的。
The options for what's going to happen in 2023 to you and me, right now, they are countless.
2023年你跟我会迎来怎样的一年？它的选择项是无限的。
The future of each of us for this year is countless.
我们每一个人的2023年的未来是无限的、无量的。
You could have a nuclear weapon go off in your city tomorrow.
你可能明天在你所在的城市就有核炸弹会爆发，
Or you could reach nirvana tomorrow.
或者你明天会达至涅槃，
Or we don't know.
我们是不知道的。
The options are countless.
这些选择是无量无限的。
And Subhuti answers to his teacher.
然后呢，须菩提就回答了他的老师，
Yeah, the options are countless
他如是回答说这些选择是无量的，
because
因为
they're coming from me.
他们是从我而来的。
Okay, if you're nice to people,
如果你善待他人，
you will have a good year.
你就会迎来美好的一年；
If you're not nice to people,
如果你不善待他人，
you'll have a bad year.
你就会有不好的一年。
And there's countless kinds of years between those two.
然后在这两者之间呢，是有无限的选择项的。
That's the answer to question number 4.
这就是对第4个提问的回答。
Question number 5, Mr. John.
第5个提问，
Question of the warrior called widespreading wisdom.
这位勇士的名字叫广惠，
And he asked Gautama,
然后他就问了乔达摩，
what does it mean when we say a person is wise in the secrets of the mind?
那我们说某人于心意识秘密中善巧智慧是什么意思？
And I'm going to show you a picture, right, John? You got that? Yeah. This is a handsome guy with binoculars.
啊，这就是一个长得很帅的小伙子在拿望远镜，
Looks like Stanley.
看去像 Stanley。
What's he looking at?
他在看什么呢？
And at this point in the sutra,
在经典当中的这一部分，
the Buddha says, what does it mean when we say somebody is wise in the secrets of the mind?
然后就提问到说，当某人于心意识秘密中善巧智慧是什么意思？
And it means someone understands their mind.
意思是某人是明白自己的意识的，
And someone knows how to watch their mind.
然后他也明白如何去观察自己的意识，
And somebody knows how to listen to their mind.
也意思说这个人也懂得聆听自己的意识。
So I live with my teacher in the same house for 25 years.
我跟自己的老师在同一屋檐下住了25年，
And I have 2 jobs with his students.
我关于他的学生们，我有2件事情要做。
When they come to meet with my teacher, I have to make tea for them.
当他们来拜见我的老师的时候，我得为他们端茶倒水，
Or dumpling.
或者准备饺子。
That's why I made thousands and thousands.
这就为什么我最终做了几十万上百万个。
And then I have to go with the person up to my teacher when they ask him questions.
然后他们去问我老师问题的时候，我还要陪同。
And why?
为什么呢？
My teacher spoke, he learned English when he was almost 60.
因为我的老师在他将近60岁的时候才学英文，
But he has a very special English
但他英文很特别，
and he needs me
他需要我，
because I will translate his English into English.
因为我需要把他的英文翻译成英文。
If the person goes up to talk to him alone,
如果有人要单独去见我的老师，
they'll come back like this.
他们回来就感觉很晕。
I say, you okay?
我问说你还好吗？
I didn't understand anything.
然后对方会说我一点都听不懂。
Did the teacher speak English?
我问老师有没有用英文回答你呀、
I think so.
我认为他用的是英文，
So, so I will go up with him
所以我通常会陪同上去，
and I will listen to what my teacher say and I will explain it to the person.
我就会去听我的老师的回答，然后解释给对方听。
And I said, what did you ask the teacher?
然后我就问说你问了老师什么？
And he said, I told the teacher I'm depressed. I have depression.
我说我告诉老师说我抑郁了，
Then I said, well, what was his answer? What was his suggestion?
然后就问对方说那他有什么建议呢？他答案是什么呢？
He said, he told me 2 words.
他就告诉我2个词，
What's the 2
我
words?
说到底是哪2个字？
So my teacher, he was in a car accident.
我的老师当年就出了车祸，
It hurt his throat.
然后喉咙就受伤了。
And he always talks like Star Wars.
他每次讲话像《星球大战》里的一个角色。
So the guy said, teacher, I feel depressed.
然后那个男士就说：“老师，我抑郁了。
They say, be happy. Be happy. ”
他回答就是说：“快乐，
You can go.
可以走了。
Then the guy's like, what's he mean? What's the teacher mean? Be happy. ”
然后那个人就有点慌了，他就说：“老师说快乐什么意思
Sometimes I feel I want to kill myself.？”
我有时候他感觉要自杀了。
Teacher say 2 things, be happy.
那老师就说2个字：快乐。
Then I said, well, today you go home and I'll contact you.
然后我就跟对方说：“今天你先回家吧，晚点我再联系你。
Hey, he laughed. ”
然后呢，他就离开
He's
了，
still like confused.
然后就是一头雾水的离开了。
Yeah, I feel a little bit angry.
我心里是有点气愤的，
I'm marching up the stairs to my teacher's room.
然后就大步走上我的老师的房
Dum,
间
dum,，dum.
然后就咚咚咚敲门，
Open the door.
然后就开门了。
Rinpoche, what are you telling this guy?
仁波切，你到底跟对方说了什么？
He says heavy depression.
他很严重的抑郁啊，
Maybe he killed himself.
他可能会自杀的。
Then you say, be happy.
然后你跟人家说开心点，
I think we have to talk about this after the break
我觉得休息之后我们再接着谈，
because there's a mystery here
因为这里面是有一个很像迷思一样的东西，
and there's some good advice for 2022.
然后其中我们可以找到关于2023年的建
So
议，
get your cell phone ready,
所以大家请准备好你的手机，
get your camera ready.
把你的视频准备好。
We're going to show you all kinds of announcements
接下来课间休息期间，我们会给大家各种各样的活动的信息，
from the Worldview Network.
就来自我们的世界观的整个网络。
Lots of cool programs, lots of QR codes,
我们有各种各样的很酷的活动，各种各样的 QR code
and
二
just
维码。
catch the QR code. And if something looks interesting to you, then let's go check it out.
所以大家看到感兴趣的项目，你都可以把它拍下来。
And we'll continue this mystery after a 10-minute break.
所以我们10分钟休息之后会继续。
Okay, see you guys then.
好，稍后见。
So, that was that big question.
所以刚刚那个大的提问，
And my teacher, this guy go to my teacher and say he feels depressed.
就是有个人去找我老师说他抑郁了，
And my answer is what? Do you guys remember?
然后记得我老师怎么回答的吗？
Say it the right way. Say it the right way.
happy 就开心点。
Then the guy, I think he's a little bit angry,
我觉得当时来提问的人就是有点生气了。
And I went up to my teacher and I was a little bit upset also.
后来我也有点生气了，我就去找我老师，
Because that guy's a friend of mine.
因为那个人是我的朋友。
And I said, teacher, the guy's almost gonna kill himself. And you said, be happy.
我就跟他说，老师，那个人都快自杀了，你还跟他说开心点。
And I said, why didn't you give him some suggestion how to be happy?
我说你为什么不给他一些建议，让他开心点呢？
And he looks at me like I'm crazy. And he says, it doesn't work.
我的老师就像看着疯子一样跟我说，没有用的。
I said, you spent your whole life to become Geshe, and then you tell people, it doesn't work.
我就跟我老师说，你一辈子努力成为格西，然后你现在跟别人说没有用。
Then I say, what do you mean it doesn't work?
我就问他，那你说没有用，到底是什么意思
Then
呢？
sometimes he gets really irritated with me. He's like,
有些时候我老师就很烦嘛，被我弄得很烦，他就说啊，
it doesn't work today.
意思是今天没有用。
I said, what do you mean it doesn't work today?
我说今天没有用是什么意思？
He said, this question, number 6.
第6个问题，
What does it mean when the warrior understands the secrets of the mind? Okay.
就是说当那个勇士明白意识的秘密是什么意思呢？
Now listen, here's
好，
the
请
key
听好，
to
这里
have
是
hope in 2023.
这里是让你2023年感到希望的秘密。
Even the thoughts you hear in your mind are also coming out of seeds.
你意识里听到的念头本身也是来自于种子的。
You are not talking those thoughts, you are just listening to those thoughts.
并不是你在说出那些念头，你只是那些念头的倾听者，
The seeds in your mind are talking to you.
是你意识里的种子在对你说话。
You can't listen and talk at the same time. My wife tells me that every single day.
你不可能又说话又倾听，这点我太太每天都在提醒我。
Okay? You can't listen and talk at the same time.
你不可能同时既说话又聆听。
What's happening when you feel, I feel unhappy?
就是当你感觉到不开心的时候，你的感受是什么呢？
You're listening to your mind being unhappy.
其实是正在发生什么？其实就是你在聆听的，你的不开心的意识在讲话。
And the mind is talking, it's unhappy.
然后当时意识正在说话，他正不开心。
And that unhappy talk is coming out of the seeds in your mind.
那些不开心的话，就从你的意识里的种子出来了。
And it's too late to stop it when the talking is starting.
就是当这些对话讲话已经开始的时候，你再要去停止它就太迟了。
It's like asking a tree to go back in the seed after the tree grew.
这就好比说一棵种子已经长成了树，然后你又要把树塞回去，已经太迟了，
It's too late.
太迟了。
Okay? By the time you hear yourself thinking unhappy,
当你听到自己有不开心的念头的时候，
it's too late to stop those seeds. They're already opening.
当时要再改变那些种子已经为时过晚，因为种子已经
So
打开
just
了，
be happy.
所以你就开心点。
Now, and you won't be, okay?
但是其实你是没法开心。
That's the funny thing about the advice.
就是关于这个建议最好玩的地方，
Listen, you cannot change
听好，你无法改变，
what's coming out of a seed
就是从种子出来的东西。
after you planted the seed.
就当你种子已经种下，你是无法改变从种子
I know
开出
it's
来的
like
东
you
西的。
plant rice
这就好比你种稻米，
and then it starts to grow
然后稻米开始长出来，稻株，
and it makes a mango tree.
但是呢，却长出了芒果树，
Then you start to complain,
然后你就开始抱怨了，
It's too late, okay?
就为时已晚。
Guess what? It wasn't a rice seed, it was a mango seed.
猜一猜是为什么？是因为你当初种的不是稻米的种子，你种的是芒果的种子。
You always get exactly what you plant.
你每次得到的结果就是恰恰好是你所种的。
If you don't like it in
如果你-
2022,
如果23年你有一些东西你不喜欢的话，
then be happy and plant some better seeds.
那你就开心点，然后再接再厉种点好的种子。
And they don't grow in 10 minutes.
这些好种子不会10分钟之内打开
It's
的，
gonna take a couple of days to
它
grow.
会需要好几天才会打
Minimum.
开，最
Okay.
少。
So that's what we call the secret of the mind in question number 6.
所以以上就是我们在第6个提问当中所说的意识的秘密的含义。
Okay. Oh, sorry. Question number 5.
抱歉，是第5个提问。
In 2023,
在2023年，
please remember,
请记住，
if you feel happy or you feel sad,
如果你感觉开心或者悲伤，
those feelings and those thoughts are coming out of seeds
那些感受、那些念头是从种子而来的。
that maybe you planted in 2022.
或许你是2023年所种下的，
And there's not much you can do.
其实此时你能做的不多了，
Just plant some good seeds.
你只能说种一些新的好种子。
Now, here's a difficult place.
接下来这点很难。
Today, you feel really unhappy.
今天你感觉很不开心，
And the teacher says, be super nice to other people today.
然后你的老师却跟你说，今天要对他人极其的友善，
And you're like, teacher, you don't understand. I feel terrible today.
然后你就跟对方说，老师你不明白，我今天感觉糟糕极了。
Then my teacher say, no, you don't understand.
我的老师就会说，不是你不明白，
The day that you feel terrible is the right day to be nice to other people.
你感觉极其糟糕的那一天，恰恰就是你应该要去做对的事情，去善待他人的那一天。
Because then you can change.
因为只有这样，你才能改
And
变。
that's the hardest thing, isn't it?
这就是最难的事情，不
When
是
you're
吗？
having a bad day.
就当你一天过得很不好的时候，
And then the teacher say, that's the special day to be nice to other people.
但你老师却跟你说，那一天恰恰你应该善待他人，
It's really, really difficult.
这真的是极其困难。
But if you understand the pen,
但是你懂得笔的故事，
you don't have a choice.
你就知道你别无选择。
On the day that you feel tired and you feel upset and you feel nothing's good, nothing's happy,
那当你感觉疲惫不堪，一天糟糕透了，没有任何值得开心的事情的那一天，
if you want to break that pattern,
如果你想要打破这个模式的话，
that's the day you have to be most happy and cheerful to other people. It's
但
strange.
很奇怪的是，恰恰正是这一天，你要感觉就是很欢快啊，然后要善待他人。
How much time I got, Daniel?
Few minutes.
Okay. I want to talk about question number 7, okay?
然后呢，我要谈谈第7个问题。
And this is
8 minutes.
8 minutes, that's fine. I'm going to talk about question number 7.
所以我要谈谈第7个问题。
And in 2000 years,
在2000年的时候，
this is the most famous question,
2000多年来，这是最著名的一个问题。
okay? And this was asked by a warrior. His name is Born from the Ultimate.
这个勇士的名字叫盛一生，
And here's the question, it's very difficult.
他的提问是这样，
He says to Gautama,
他问了乔达摩，
you kind of, you've been teaching a long time.
你教学很长时间了，
Gautama taught for 50 years.
乔达摩教学生涯有50多年，
We still have, how many? We still have, let me count, 990 of his talks.
我们仍然有乔达摩的教授，有990多本。
And in the first, so his life divided into 3 periods. You could call it, I don't know, his teaching career is about 15 years each.
他的教学生涯呢，他生平被分为3个阶段，每一阶段的教学生涯大概有15年。
In the first 15 years,
在头15年，
he said,
他说
nothing is coming from you.
没有任何事物是来自于你，
Everything is coming from the outside,
一切事物都是来自于外面，
obviously.
很显然的，
I'm not making this cup.
不，这个杯子不是我创
This
造
cup
的，
was made in Shenzhen.
这个杯子是深圳做的，
Okay, I didn't make this cup.
不是我做的。
And Gautama for 15 years.
然后15年来，乔达摩
He said, you didn't make the cup. The cup was made in a factory in Shenzhen.
他说这个杯子不是你建的，就是你做的，这个杯子是在深圳做出来的。
Then after 15 years,
然后15年之后，
suddenly he changed.
突然间改变了说法
Oh, I changed my mind.
我改变了我的说法，
What?
什么
Everything comes from you.
一切都是来自于你，
Even the cup made in Shenzhen comes from you because you made Shenzhen.
哪怕来自于深圳的杯子也是从你而来的，因为深圳是你创造出来的。
No, Joe and Lai, the other Joe and Lai.
邓小
He
平，
made Shenzhen. Joe,
邓小
Joe Xiao-
邓小平
Deng Xiaoping. He made Shenzhen.
是邓小平让深圳改革开放，
No, he didn't. You made Shenzhen.
但是不是的，深圳其实是你创造出来的。
Then for 15 years, Gautama talked like crazy. Everything changed.
然后第二个15年呢，乔达摩所讲的一切都是很疯狂的。
Nothing's real.
他说没有任何事物是真的，
Nothing exists.
没有任何事物存在，
There's no Shenzhen, there's no cup.
是没有深圳也没有杯子的。
You know, then everyone got confused.
然后所有人都感到很疑惑。
Wait, 15 years you said everything is normal.
哎呀，天哪！你15年说一切都是很正常的，
Then 15 years you said nothing's real.
后来15年你说没有一件事情是真实的。
Hey, I'll give you guys $100 if you can tell me 2 books that he said nothing is real. Famous
大
book,
家能够举出著名的2本书，就是他在书中写到没有事物是真实的。
National Treasures of China.
中国的国宝
Yes,
Yeah.
$100 for Daniel.
呀，Daniel 得到$100，他这2本书就是《能断金刚经》跟《心经》
Yeah, those 2 books.
那2本书。
He said, "Subboy Kong, Kong boy so, so just Kong, Kong just so. Nothing exists."
然后那2本书当中，他讲到就说没有任何事物是存在
Of
的。
course, the students confused. You know?
然后当然那个学生感觉是很混淆的。
Question number 7.
第7个问题，
So they ask him in this book,
所以在这本书当中，他们就提问：
is the first 15 years correct or the second 15 years is correct?
人们就问，到底是头15年的教授是对的，还是后15年
Then he
是对的？
said, neither one.
然后他就说2者都不对，
Then they're like super confused.
然后人们就更之后呢，就是第一个阶段讲的是对的，有些时候第2个阶段讲的是对的，
The third one's correct.
或者是第3个阶段是对的。
Then everybody say, what's the third one?
然后人们就说，到底第3个阶段讲的是什么？
50% 15 years, first 15 years, 50% second 15 years.
就是头15年的一半，后15年的一半是对的。
Half of what I said is correct, half what I said is not correct, and that's correct.
就是我讲的一半是对的，一半是不对的，这样才是对的。
And that's his third teaching.
这
Okay.
就是他第3个阶段的教授，
Then everyone completely
然
confused.
后就把所有人都搞晕了。
And for, I don't know, 2.5, for 2000, for how many years? Let me think. 1000 years.
所以1000多年来，
Everybody confused.
每一个人都很晕。
And then came a great thinker, Tsongkhapa,
然后后来就有了一个非常著名的思想家宗喀巴大师，
about 600 years ago.
就是600多年前诞生的宗喀巴大师。
And he said, listen,
他
you
说-
didn't understand.
他说：“请听好，是你没有明白，
You didn't understand the sutra.
你并没有明白这部经典。
First, the teachers say everything is there, normal.
首先，那个老师说一切都在外面是正常的。
Then the teacher 100% contradict himself, say nothing is real.
然后呢，那个老师就是自相的矛盾。他说没有一个事物是真实的。
Then he contradicted himself. He says sometimes real, sometimes not.
后来，
Oh, Happy New Year. That's okay. That's okay. So then he contradicted himself completely.
然后他就完全自相矛盾了。
What's the lesson? What are we supposed to learn from this sutra?
然后呢，这里到底是在教我们什么课？
Somebody asked Tsongkhapa 1,000 years later,
所以有人呢，1000多年之后，有人就问了宗喀巴大师
what are we supposed to learn?
我们到底要学什么？
He said, I'll tell you what you're supposed to learn.
然后就说我告诉你到底要学什么，
You're supposed to learn to think for yourself.
你要学会自己去思考。
And that's what the sutra is saying.
这就是经典当中试着想要教会
In
你的，
2023,
在2023年，
if you want to know what to do,
如果你想要明白自己到底应该干嘛，
if you want to have a really year full of hope,
如果你希望2023是充满希望的一年，
you only have one choice.
你就只有一个选择，
You have to study, study, study.
你就不需要不断的学习。
You have to meditate, meditate,
你
meditate.
要不断的冥想。
You have to go home, think, think, think.
你要回家去思维。
And you have to decide for yourself
然后你要为自己做决定，
what's correct.
到底什么是
A,
对的。
a great teacher
一位好的老师
will not tell you what to do.
不会直接告诉你应该要干嘛，
They'll say,
他们会说，
be happy.
他们会说开心点。
Okay, a really great teacher.
一位真的好的老师，
They will teach you many, many days, many years.
他会教你很多年很多天，
And then they say, okay, 2023,
然后他会跟你说，好，2023年
just use what I taught you.
你就去运用我之前所教你的就好。
The world is like a pen.
这个世界就像一支笔，
The world is coming from you.
它是从里而来的。
The world is coming from seeds in your mind.
这个世界是来自于你意识里的种子，
The world is coming from how you treat other people.
这个世界是来自于你之前如何善待他人，
You figure out the rest.
然后其他的你自己去搞明白。
Okay, we're gonna stop there.
好，我们
Okay.
就停留在这里。
We're gonna do some interviews today.
我们今天会做一些采访，
And the first interview
第一个采访
is with two crazy people.
是
疯
疯子，
子
是跟2个疯狂的人，
疯坑的人
疯狂的人，
and they're gonna talk about a great idea they have.
他们会来谈谈他们有的一些很棒的理念。
Xiaoping, let's go over to the other place.
OK，我们换地方。
Hi, welcome back to the Peachtree World News Desk. We have with us today our good friend Stanley, and we think we're cool, but just wait till you get a chance to hear Stanley's interviews. So we're gonna hand it over, right, Juan?
Yeah, we will.
So we're handing it over to Stanley, and he's gonna be interviewing Allison and the wonderful Geshe Michael Roach about their upcoming project in Japan, in Kyoto, the college that they're starting. So enjoy the interview that's coming up.
Thank you.
What do you want me?
Maybe just
Yeah, you got
Okay.
enjoying everything here today.
In Chinese, we have a word called 岁岁平安, which means you break things, but it means you are going to have a safe
Safe, yeah.
and safe year.
Oh, sounds good. You're
Yeah.
gonna have a good year.
Yeah.
We by purposefully dropping all the dishes and cups, we wish you a safe 2023. Okay,
What are we gonna talk about today?
yeah, okay. Today I'm gonna try to be as smart as our two worldview Peachtree MC, and I'm gonna interview both of you.
Okay,
So
good.
the three of us, we are working on a new project called DSEU, Diamond Silk Entrepreneur University. Okay, so I'm the vice president, and then Xiaoping is the madam president.
And I'm the senior snail.
Geshe Michael is the senior guiding founder. Okay, so first question is to Xiaoping. Okay,
Mm.
Oh, okay.
let's give our audience some update of the development of this university. So a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, we did one interview. So what's new after that? What did you do? What did we do?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Progress report.
Yes.
Okay. I think we did several programs, several events to launch to the DSU, so that the world know more about what is DSU and what is its mission and vision and what's its goal. So we did one Chinese event and we did one English launch event. And also like a couple of weeks ago, we did a recruitment fair.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah,
to
okay.
set up a whole team. So we are working on that. So many good talents who have applied for it.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Xiaoping.
Mm.
Second question to Geshe Michael first.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know you are working really hard on preparing for the coming March.
Yeah.
What is this goal of 2023 you're working on? Can you tell us?
Well, we made a commitment.
Yeah.
To all especially the EMBA students, people who have signed up, we call the pioneer group, and that's people who sign up for the first class at the university. I checked, Princeton University started in 1746, over 250 years ago, with 10 students.
Wow. Okay.
And so we were having these first students agree to come pioneer group. And they asked us, when can we start? You know, they're all excited. And we would like to start at the Kyoto campus. We have 2 campuses, one in Kyoto, one in Sedona, Arizona. And we thought it'd be easier for people in Asia, especially, just take a short flight over to Kyoto and sign up and start taking the EMBA course.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to me because you get credit for your business experience and still you can tell your mom you have an MBA.
Yeah.
And I like that. So we told them in Sakura time,
Right.
which is when the cherry blossoms, the very famous cherry blossoms open in Kyoto, we will start the first classes. So we're gonna do it. We're actually ready to go.
Great, very exciting for this first class, first cohort of our DSEU. So Xiaoping, I know you are working hard to prepare that, to make it happen, right? Can you tell us what's the status right now? How many students of this pioneer group we have? Maybe tell us more about the venue that we found also in
Venue.
Kyoto. Yeah.
Okay, so now very excited is that we have our senior founding director, Geshe Michael Roach. He will be our professor for DSU, and the team, we are working together with the academic consultants. We have hired a dean of a business school of a famous university in US, and then together the team, we are working with a consultant to design the curriculum, the syllabi for the upcoming MBA and EMBA. So it's not just EMBA. We are also planning to launch the MBA program in March.
Wow.
Yeah, so we are doing the recruiting for both programs in March. And so far, we purposely choose the time when the Sakura season, So we have found a venue in Kyoto.
Nice.
What about it?
Then you can see the beautiful Sakura in the classroom.
Yeah. We were there a few weeks ago, and then there's a big beautiful window, and outside is the sakura tree waiting to blossom in March.
Wow.
So they're waiting for us. We're very excited. Okay, maybe we should show the poster if you are still interested in joining this. We call it the pioneer group, right, Xiaoping?
Yeah.
The brave souls. Then you can scan the QR code here. And we welcome students from all over the world to join this first historical moment of DSEU. Now let's dive deep into the syllabus, because Geshe Michael being the main brain of this DSEU. If we ask you, what's the top 3 selling points of our special syllabus of EMBA and MBA program, what would you say?
I'll tell you one thing. We studied it for several years, as you know. And we actually spoke to a lot of university administrators and professors. We got suggestions from all over the world, like Harvard, Princeton, everywhere. And we actually got a list of textbooks to study. And they said, these are the standard textbooks. These are the textbooks that people study at Harvard Business School everywhere, Wharton Business School everywhere. And, you know, we sat down and we looked at the textbooks and we made two decisions. Number one, this is useful.
Yeah.
These textbooks are useful and we can learn a lot about how to have a successful business. And we said, wow, that's really useful. And we have professors that we are hiring to teach these standard textbooks at every business school. And then secondly, we said the textbooks are not good enough, you know?
Okay.
And we said, why? And we said, it doesn't really explain the world very well, you know, like there's the ancient wisdom of Asia, which those textbook writers of all those business schools never heard anything, I think, you know, so there's 5,000 years of incredible wisdom come out of Asia. And I went to Princeton and I purposely took an Asian course. It was only one in the whole university and I didn't learn much. And so our approach is the Diamond Silk Entrepreneur University. Of course, we will teach the standard, cool, good courses that you might get at Harvard Business School. We will have those courses. We will have those textbooks. On top of that, we will add the special wisdom of 5,000 years of Asia. And we call it, the big strategy is called compare and contrast.
Compare and contrast.
C and C,
Okay.
CC.
C and C. Okay.
It's like my granddaughter's name is CC.
Sissy.
Compare and contrast. And it means how is the Western classical European university material thinking similar to the great ideas of Asia? And then in what ways is it completely different? So we can compare the strong points, which are the same, and go deeper. And then we can contrast and say, wow, look, these Western books, they don't have any idea of this great approach that was developed in China during the Tang Dynasty or something. And we believe that our students who have the best from the West and the best from the East, they're going to be especially successful people. I believe so.
Great, great. I also remember that you call it global roots, meaning that we will be able to cover both parts of the world, the East and the West. Xiaoping, you are working really hard to, you know, make sure the students can learn, can get this special syllabus. What do you think about it? You know, because you are working so hard on this, and then you want to make sure, like, we are buying lands, we're buying buildings, we're traveling, meeting all the professors, lawyers, consultants. Is it really worth it?
Worth it for what?
Your hard work. Is it worth to work so hard to get this syllabus to the world?
Great question. Thank you.
Tough question.
Yeah, but it is a question particular to think about at the new year, because New Year is the time for us to reflect on our past life and make plan for the future life. So I did think about it. Is it worth my time, and not just this upcoming 2023? This project will do it like take me, I think, for the next 20-30 years, for the rest of my life. So I'm going to dedicate not only my time, but my most precious thing, my life, into this project. So I did think about it. Is it worth it? And the answer it is, after deep thinking, and then ask myself several times, countless times, and the answer it is yes. Yes. Yeah, actually, when you asked me at the first beginning, yes, it is worth my life. And I asked me many times, the answer is always the same, because
Mhm.
this syllabi, the whole course design of our DSCU, right now we start with MBA and EMBA program.
Yeah.
But our long-term goal is, how about I share about short-term, medium,
Sure.
long-term goal?
Yes.
So our short-term goal is to have our EMBA and MBA program
Mhm.
accredited. So our goal is within next 5 years. So we'll be able to get accredited for EMBA and MBA. And then after that,
American accreditation.
American accreditation, which will be
Which is
recognized
difficult.
worldwide. Yeah.
And high level, yeah.
You can go anywhere in the world and people recognize.
Yeah,
it.
people
It's
recognize it.
American accreditation.
Yeah, and then after 5 years, we are going to work on the bachelor degree.
Mhm.
So we could have college students coming to our university, and then they will be able to learn the special course. And all the course they are going to study in DSU is going to be a mix of the Western higher education and Eastern Asian wisdom.
Mhm.
So the answer is yes, because there's no such university in this world as far as we know. So it is worth all the efforts, all of our time of the whole team. Yeah, because because it's very unique. You can learn, you cannot learn it anywhere. And if we don't build it, then it is the loss of the world, because nobody else can learn it.
Yeah, we can feel your strong determination and commitment. As the senior guiding director, what would you think, Geshe?
Well, I wanted to say one thing, and I've been helping this process, and I'm very passionate about this process, and I'm willing to give my time. I'm even willing to write a lot of the courses and design a lot of the courses and the manuals, which is hundreds and hundreds of pages. We wrote these two booklets about what the university is going to be about. This one is called Exceptional by Design.
Mhm.
And this one is the admissions introduction. And I helped to write it. And then I sent it off to these guys. And they said, don't worry, Grandpa, we'll take care of making a nice book out of it. And the book is unbelievable. These two booklets are unbelievable. They are extremely beautiful and extremely meaningful in this world. If I wish I was going to university again, I'm actually strongly thinking to take this EMBA program.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's amazing.
Yeah,
And,
it
and
is.
I would really encourage people, where can they get these two materials? Where can we get them?
Maybe we'll ask the Madam President to answer this question. Yeah.
You can get to our website, which is www.dsu.org. And then you can
DSEU.org.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can see on the flyer.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also you can write to those two emails or scan the QR code.
Yeah, and then you can just email, contact us, and then you can see all the content on the website, or you can email us and we can send you the digital brochure.
Okay, we have 2 minutes left. One last wrap up questions, because we are talking about 2023, the year of rabbit and the year of hope. So last question is, Geshe Michael and Xiaoping, how does the future success of DSCU can bring us more hope?
Madam President.
Thank you. So the motto of our university DSU is light, a torch of wisdom, light for the world.
Mhm.
It is from the ancient text chosen by Geshe Michael's teacher, Rinpoche. And we believe that our university, all our teachings is just like a torch of wisdom. It's going to light up the whole world for the future generations to come, to bring peace and hope, inspire hope in everybody, not just this generation, but many generations to come. And personally, when I think of how lucky I am to be able to contribute a little bit to this project, it makes me feel my whole life is meaningful and hopeful. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was the question?
What makes you have more hope if we can make the SEU successful?
Yeah, I think, there's a strange thing that Columbus found out. Everybody thought the world was flat.
Oh, yeah.
And he saw the ship going along and he disappeared and he said, I think the world is round.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's correct. And there's an eastern part of the world
Yeah.
and there's a western part of the world. And the Western people sit in the western part of the world and they study Western history, Western knowledge. The Asian people sit in the Asian part of the world, they study Asian history, Asian knowledge. And nobody's really teaching the whole thing. And I went to Princeton, I got honors from Princeton. I went to the White House. And I have to say, later I found out there's nothing there from the other half of the world. It's like the world is flat or something. And I'm excited about a university which combines the whole world, because I'll tell you something. If you want to do business, if you want to be successful, you have to understand supply chains. You can't get stuff in Phoenix, Arizona to make a cell phone. You got to go to China. You got to go to India. You got to go to other countries who are making the things. And then you can come back and you can talk to people here. And if you have a really global education, you're going to have such a fun life. And of course, it's important to make money. Of course, it's important to have a nice family and a nice home, but to have fun and to really appreciate the whole beautiful world with beautiful people in every country. You got to go to a university like this, and there's only one.
Great. And then all of us would dedicate the success of the SEU to the future, happiness and success of the whole globe, of the whole world. Okay, thank you. Okay, now let's have our world famous P3 World News MC.
Yay!
Daniel.
Welcome back.
We're back. Thank you so much, guys. That was amazing. We're so lucky to have such an incredible program in our world, aren't we? For the future. Okay, so we are getting very close to closing out our auction. Do we need something else, Juan?
Yeah, we need a higher bid.
Am I getting yeah, we definitely need a higher bid.
I
So-
can't believe it.
Mamas are ready.
What's the bid?
Oh, that's right. So we have
Where's
also
the-
our taste testing competition. So Stanley says that the bidding is up to 5,000. I'm
Woohoo!
guessing that's because a Chinese person made a $5,000 bid, because I couldn't read that in the chat. So,
Oh,
but Stanley
good.
says a Chinese person has made a 5,000 Chinese speaking person on the chat. And so.
Wait, stop everything. We're supposed to have a good year or a bad year?
It's supposed to be a very good year. We're
Well,
hoping.
6 is the magic number in China, and that's how you show it in Chinese.
Okay, great. Well, we haven't
New-
officially closed the bidding yet. So we're hoping if there's somebody out there who wants to make the final bid, and half of that will definitely be going towards the Dunhuang caves. So think about that.
Let's make it even 6,000. I mean, how are you going to divide 5,000 into 4? It's confusing.
Yeah, that will probably cost more.
Yeah.
So let's just cancel the auction.
Yeah.
Nah, forget about it.
Oh, no.
She says 6,000.
Oh, we got
Yay!
CSP3 student.
Yay,
Wow.
CSP.
Great.
Number
So
3.
somebody from CSP just committed to 6,000. So
I
thank
say
you so
we-
much.
We closed it.
So that's very lucky for us.
It's a good number.
And so whoever made the $6,000 bid, congratulations. The painting, you've won the auction.
We know your name.
We're closing the auction now.
We know
Thank
your
you
address.
so much, everyone, for participating.
Grandpa's gonna carry the painting personally to Kyoto in Sakura time. And I hope that the person who won the painting, I hope if you come there, I'll meet with you personally. We'll have some tea together and I'll deliver the painting to you. Okay? All right.
Cool. Okay, great. So now we have the grand finale of the
Almost.
Grandmaster Chef's production on the show
I'm
today.
nervous. I'm nervous.
So,
You guys try it out.
all right.
Now, don't forget, you gotta lean over the plate. because
Okay, yeah, it'll
it's-
drip on us, right?
It'll spit.
Okay,
on.
go ahead, hon.
Yeah,
I'll get one and you get one.
Wait.
I'm
can
very
I-
excited.
Yeah, we need one more.
We
Can
need
we get one more?
Hey, Miss B, give me the special one. Give me the special one.
Are these, yeah.
I made this big one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this.
Okay, good.
Okay, you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay, good.
You are stupid if you eat a dumpling without a napkin.
Oh, no, okay.
I think it's the good one. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. That was my boss. Just kidding. We spent the whole afternoon making more. Okay, you guys ready?
Gentlemen,
Thank you.
All right, you ready?
ready?
So what?
Okay.
Me-
What do we
give
have
me
to
a
do?
reaction.
I'm nervous.
Let's see how this came out.
Well, there's 6,000 each.
That was,
Okay.
that was a lot of work, so. let's see how-
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget, go like this.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
I want some more on mine.
Sauce.
Me too.
Yeah, you guys go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Mm.
Mm,
Mm.
That's the best.
Mm.
Mm.
Texture is perfect.
Wow.
Taste
Very good.
amazing.
Taste is perfect.
Now we all know how to make these too.
Mm,
It's
mostly.
amazing. Mm,
If you need help, just text us, okay?
sweet.
Mm.
Yeah, so we'll be sending out the step-by-step instructions on how to make this to our mailing list for everyone who signed up for the show.
Hey, I heard a rumor, you guys. There's a Russian language group,
Mm,
Russian and Ukrainian language group, Gold Club from the Russian, all the Russian and Ukrainian friends working together. And I think it's February 21st and 22nd, we're gonna have a big, the next Peachtree World News.
That's right. So the next show,
Slavic party.
we were already, I believe it's the 22nd and the 23rd, but we're also going to send that out. We're going to let you know very soon. In the next couple days, we'll be sending out the sign-up list for next month's show, which will be a Russian and Ukrainian themed show. And we're going to have organizers coming. We'll be interviewing them from our Russian groups, from our Ukrainian group. We're going to be on the show working together to have a really good time and to help spread wisdom and love so that everyone can be happy. So that's our job here on the show, and we're really excited about next month's show.
Did we show that interview with Mr. Bing?
No, that's coming right up. Okay, so you ready for that, John?
Yep.
Great. So everybody get excited about the last part of our show today. We're airing an interview with Mr. Bin, one of the main organizers from Vietnam. So whenever you're ready, John, take that away.
Hi, welcome back to Peachtree World News. Can we hear it? And we are extremely happy today that Daniel and Hasso and me, we get to interview two amazing people from our Vietnam DCI group, Mr. Binh Nguyen and his number 2 helper, Miss Yumi. And we are really, really lucky today to have an interview with them. Why did we choose them for an interview? Is because in Vietnam, those two people are in charge of a project. It's called the Million Dreams. And by the way, you have to take big breaths between your sentences. And they have built over 800 houses for poor people in Vietnam. And they are building necessary bridges for people to get to other villages. And they are building a new project to quietly build kindergartens for young people. And, you know, it's a very famous project in the Worldview Network. We're all really excited that they are doing this project. And today, I think we kind of want to go deeper, Mr. Binh and Miss Yumi. We want to go deeper. We want to understand how you are feeling. And so we're going to ask some special questions. So I'll ask the first question, and then my colleagues on the show, they'll also ask the other question. My first question is, Mr. Bin, when you started this project in 2016 for poor people in Vietnam, why did you start it and what were you thinking about at that time?
Thank you so much for your question. From the beginning, I learned DCI principle. So I just simple practice 4 steps. So that's the starting point. And then after we do, when we come to meet many unfortunate people, and we feel love with them. If we can come there to meet the poor people, you can feel the theory is totally different. We travel all over Vietnam to have people, and then I feel. Then I share with my friend. I start with 3 people, including Yumi here. And we just keep doing 1 per month, 1 house per month. I just want to build 1 house per month. And then when I do, and then I share with my people, and my people said that, oh, it's good. We want to join. And then we join together. When we join together, we have the result. Oh, maybe 4 steps work. And then we and then we have the big group. We have more people. We build house. And then people said that, oh, we have the bridge. Can you help? We said, yes. And then we do bridges. And then some, they said, the children need sponsor school. Do you want to help? We said, yes. And then we start spreading all over the community in Vietnam. That's the reason we are continue to do the charity to help poor people in Vietnam until now.
Wow, that's great. I heard an interesting thing, Mr. Bin, about your group, your business training group. People not allowed to join the business training group unless they do volunteer work first. Hasso, you have a question for Mr. Bin?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Bin. Thank you, Mrs. Yumi. Nice to meet you. So I'm listening to the story of how you begin, how you start. And what I listen is like you start working together with a big team of people, joining efforts. And that makes the project much more powerful. So with all this energy and with all these projects of many houses and many people getting involved, I really would like to ask if you can share with us some of the most beautiful things that you have seen happening when you work together, when you are doing this great service to the community and to the people. Like, can you share with us some of the more meaningful things that you have experienced, beautiful things that you have seen happening with us?
Yeah. First of all, I want to say Geshe and DCIG for me to join with this meeting. Yeah, very honored. So actually, I am very grateful for my old worship. Yeah, and especially is Mr. Bin and his guidance and the opportunity for me to carry out this work. The journey from 20 to 16 to now is really full, beautiful moments. Yeah, if I say, I think I would take a few weeks to say, but I'm going to say something that happened and is very touching to me. I remember that in 2018, when I went to launch a house in the Củ Chi province, it's a very difficult family. She had to sell lottery tickets with an income just about $3 to $4 USD per day. So having a house is something she can dream. She can't even dream up. And when she go to the new house, she hugged me and she cried a lot. She says that 3 generations from her grandmother, her mother, and her only wish for a house, but they did not think it could happen because the life is very difficult. And when she go to the house, she still couldn't believe that her dream had come true. It's very touching to me. Yeah. And at that moment, I realized that we are not just building a house, we are making their dream come true. And I wonder, yeah, what if every good dream in over the world would come true? And I just imagine that, what if we could do that? Yeah, it's very beautiful in my life, and I'm very grateful for this moment. And the second beautiful moment that I had is that the enhance in the public talk at the DCI level 2 event in Hanoi. Yeah, in the public talk, when the light went out and the candles start to light, I see more than 7,000 people around the world receive the message from the Million Dreams video. And I feel people's love and empathy being extended. And at that time, together, we are planting more meaningful seed for others. So it's very touching to me, and I'm extremely happy. And I believe that I am on the right way to spreading kindness and DCI wisdom. So it's my life change. So I want to keep moving to help others, and I really grateful for this.
Thank you. Daniel, you have any questions for Mr. Bin? Or
Yeah,
Ms. Susan?
we have two more questions. So let's, in 3 minutes, Mr. Bin, tell us what was your biggest obstacle? What strength did you get from overcoming that obstacle? And what advice would you like to give other people who are taking on big projects like this?
Oh, yeah, it's very valuable question for me. Actually, we have many difficult from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, we start doing, but without planning. And then sometimes the fund is empty, no money. So I have to spend my money to help people. Sometimes people doubt of our motivation. Something wrong with Bingwen, something wrong. What he's doing, you know, a lot of, you know, rumor. And sometimes we have a big challenge with my family. I travel too much, a lot. You know, I travel all over Vietnam because spend time. So, you know, I used to think, you know, if I keep moving, some moment I think that, oh, it is. But actually, my motivation is come back. Why? The first thing, we found out the happiness when we have people. Myself, I'm touching to have infinite people. The second thing, I have promised to myself practice 4 steps, and I keep doing. And then I just follow my teacher, Gisela. I just follow him. You know, he said that 4 step work, so I just follow, blindly follow. We don't know anything. I just follow. And the third thing is very important. I found that I have result. I achieved 5 goals in my life. And then I said, wow, why we stop? No reason to stop. A lot of difficult, you know, I overcome, because actually it's great because I have result. It's taken me for 2 years. It's not easy, but 2 years keep, you know, practice. 2 years keep helping other people. So this give me a very meaningful sentence. So I keep it. The only way to be success in life is to help others. So I just follow my teacher and then keep doing. So my advice for the people who want to do the big project is start with a small thing. Start small, but keep moving. Be patient, and then do it with the wisdom. And now we are overcome it. We know it's work. So now I'm just in 4th step. So keep doing it with happiness. So the happiness inside increase. So it's very meaningful. Now our community is big, thousands and thousands of people join with us. And 2002, we built 220 houses only 1 year. So that's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you for your great question.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for all your service, Mr. Bin.
Hasso got one more question. I think we have time for one more question.
Okay, let's do. So what is your dream? I know you're helping other people to make their dreams come true, but what's your vision and dream with this particular project? What would you like to see happening with it? If you could describe some of this, big vision that you have with it, how will be the perfect success of it?
You want to start?
Yeah, I want to say first, because I get the idea of the million rings from we do the design level 2 at 10. Yeah, so with the as Mr. Bing said that with the million rings project, I hope that it will be a bright to spread and create the environment for participants to keep practice 4 step and paint in their life, and we create an environment to blend it together. So million rings doesn't mean that it's just 1 or 2 million rings. It has the limitless potential. So I wish that million ring will be inspiration to all DCI community all over the world. And I hope that one day, very soon, million rings will spread to all the countries in over the world. And we will not only have Vietnamese people, but also we will have all other people in over the world. And what if million rings could spread all over the world? So I think it's my mission, and I want to see the million ring to spread out over the world, such as the DCI system.
Thank you, Mr. Bin. Thank you, Ms. Yumi. You are a big inspiration to all of the people around the world. It's a great honor to talk to you. Mr. Bin, last question. What's the number of houses now that you built?
821 houses.
Wow, 821 houses. So thank you for being on our show, and we hope to interview you again in the future when you reach 1,000 houses, okay?
Oh, thank you so much, Gisela. You are the person to spread the wisdom all over the world. Thank you so much. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Joan.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
See you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Wow, we had fun.
Yeah,
It was good. It was good. I'm very actually surprised about, not surprised, but impressed.
Yeah.
Because it's very beautiful. Sometimes in my personal life, I want to change a lot of things, and then I'm studying. But sometimes it's difficult for me. Welcome. This is Johnny O, our friend. He has been helping us a lot in the tech table.
And the third MC of the Peachtree Women.
Happy to be here.
So yeah, I was saying, like, it's great what they are doing, because sometimes I want to make big changes in my life and I'm studying and everything, but then I don't take action, and they are taking action, and it's beautiful. And I think it's very, inspiring to hear that beautiful things and important projects are happening and changing people's life. So thank you. Thank you to all the team doing those projects. If anybody wants to support them, it's a great project to be supported.
Over 800 houses for Portugal.
Wow.
And you, Geshe, I like how you say You can have another interview once you reach 1,000. So that's great.
He will do it. He will do it in 1 year. I think so.
Beautiful. So officially, this is the end of the program.
Yeah.
We want to thank you all for being here, for sharing this time. We really hope you enjoy the program and that you can have a very meaningful new rabbits year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think one of the important, or how to say, goals about this show is to get ready for this year, to get excited for what's coming up, get our hopes together and act with that, to start with in a beautiful way. Let's put it that. But Geshe Michael has agreed to do a Q&A. For those of you who want to stay a little longer, you're welcome.
You don't have to stay.
You don't have to. This is the end of the program, but
just if you want to stay for a few minutes, we'll do some Q&A.
So if you have some questions that are just burning in your mind and in your heart, you can start adding them in the chat.
in the Q&A
And
chat.
we'll do our best to get to your questions. So,
And I expect some help on the answers, okay? You understand?
yeah, all right, all right. Do we have
That's one
all
there.
right. Is there a website to help the people in Vietnam build houses? Does anyone have that answer for the?
Yeah. There it is. We'll have to go to the tech table. Maybe Brian can help us in a moment to show the image. We will be showing it before we end up the Q&A. Let's start with some questions.
Let's discuss the answer.
Okay.
Okay.
So yesterday, Geshe-la, you were talking about the difference between analytical meditation and single-pointed meditation. And then we also talk a little bit the 3 steps on traditional learning.
Mhm.
So the question is, what's the difference between step number 2, contemplation, thinking about it, and step number 3, about meditating about something? Let's say when you are trying to figure it out, some specific concept on, let's say, clear thinking, pramana, right? So there are 2 things. One, you are thinking about it in your car. And the other one is your analytically meditation, sitting down in your cushion.
Mhm.
Is there a difference? Like are both important? Can one substitute the other? What will be the difference?
What do you think? What do you think, Johnny? Just off the top of your head.
Off the top of my head, I think in analytical meditation, there's a thinking going on. There's a person, I, and thinking these thoughts, trying to gain some kind of truth. So your mind is flipping from image to image to image, and that's an analysis. And somewhere along that way, you might get a feeling, an aha. It might even be something in your heart or something that shifts in your being. And that for me would be a moment to say, okay, let's single-pointedly grasp onto the sensations of the feeling of a realization. And then it becomes single-pointed because there's no longer I am having this feeling or thought. There is just this feeling of something opening. And if you can not think I am having this opening and only feel I am opening, that for me is single-pointed. Like if you were to say, someone mentioned, if you were to meditate on the color purple, there is not I am thinking about the color purple. There is just purple. You dig? This, I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's clear, but that helped me. That there's no person thinking about purple. There's simply purple. And of course, there's higher objects to think about than the purple, but that's a different story. What do you think?
I was gonna ask Hassan what you think. I mean, is it the same? What's the difference between thinking about something in the car and then you get home and you sit down on your meditation seat. And what's the difference? I don't know.
Okay, it's very funny, and I really like that. Now I'm kind of seeing like getting together with your friends and talking about things. It can be amazing because sometimes it happens that I think I know the answer, so I don't need to ask anybody. But then sometimes like, yeah, just for fun, let's talk about it. Then I hear what they say and I'm impressed, surprised. I never thought about it in that way. I thought I knew, but what they are saying is giving me much value, you know? So, okay, when I was listening, I did the question, right? I wanted to know, let's say, and then, well, I did, but I was listening to Johnny O, and then I started like gaining ideas. What I think is that now I think is connected to how your energy is moving. Supposedly they say it's important in meditation to get into a right posture, you know, shoulders back, spine straight, you are calm, relaxed, you're breathing, the 7 traditional aspects that of meditation posture. And that's supposed to help you to gain, to have some deeper experiences and deeper ideas that may be connected as well to what we're about to study in the yoga and the Hatha Yoga Pratipika, and how your thoughts and your energy ride in tandem. So I think maybe there is something there. When you are thinking about it, maybe you are processing information at a certain speed, and maybe sometimes that's actually good to run at that speed. And then when you are sitting down in meditation, you may be able to go deeper and more subtle, and then check the sensations of your thoughts, in the sense that your thoughts, when you have an idea, they will trigger an emotion. And then if you dig, you say, if you dig on that emotion, if you go sort of like, okay, this idea gives me this emotion, and what can I do with this emotion? Where in my body I feel this emotion? And then something nice can happen. That's what I think. But it's new idea. So
I like it.
what do you think?
I think let's go to another question.
Okay. Okay, we have a question from the chat. It says, do you want to read it?
Sure. It
This
says, I am a housewife and a mom, and I feel like I cannot offer anything to the world. I'm trying to practice, but can't even stop myself from yelling at my family sometimes. What can I possibly offer others? Do you have a suggestion for me? Thank you. Ooh,
I'd like to hear from you, because you have a lot of wisdom and I don't get to hear it much.
I don't know. I feel in the same boat as her. I feel like I'm at my capacity often, and I feel like I wish my capacity could be great. And I feel like I could reach, I wish I could reach more people. But if it's true that the world we're creating is like this, then if we shift in our hearts, then that's how, the only way we can change the world. It goes back to it. So if you yell at your children, the practice is in moments of extreme stress, your knee-jerk reaction.
You have a child.
I have a
What do you
challenge.
do?
I try to, if I yell after I'm annoyed, I feel it. 5 seconds later, I yell. If I'm annoyed and then I think, and I feel bad, I wish I could have done better, I'll try to wait 10 seconds and then, and in that very special space, I've doubled my capacity from 5 seconds to 10 seconds between when I yell. And that's that's the only way I think that I can change the world, by working at my limits, which were, if you don't know where your limits are, then you're not out in the world enough because people will show you. So that's what I think.
I think how she can help people is, we're always talking about this thing to do when you go to sleep at night. And, I put my head down on the pillow and I close my eyes. And then I actually do remember, and it took me years, okay, to remember I'm supposed to be doing coffee meditation. I'm supposed to be happy about what I did good today, And it took me years to remember when I closed my eyes that I'm supposed to think about the good things I did. And it was hard for me to find anything. And I work all day trying to do good things. But when I close my eyes to do my coffee meditation, suddenly I can't remember anything. And then when I do remember something, I feel a little bit stupid. I feel like it feels uncomfortable to praise myself, like I did so many mistakes all day. I said so many bad things. I thought so many bad things. And then I put my head on the pillow and I'm supposed to remember something good I did. And it feels not fair because I got 100 bad things and I only have 2 or 3 really good things, but the ancient teaching is, even if you did 100 bad things today, and you only did 2 or 3 good things, as you fall asleep, focus on the 2 or 3 good things. And it's hard. It's really hard. And you feel like you're not honest with yourself, But the teaching is, if you focus on the positive things you did today, it doesn't matter, 2 or 3, it's enough. It will change your mind. And listen, you say you're not affecting the world. We just got through Xuanzang's book, Yuance's book. You're making the world. Don't tell me you can't affect the world. So how you think in those few moments at night when you're falling asleep, that it's not that you have to telephone the newspaper or go on Instagram and get 5 million followers. It's not like that. You create the world. So every nice thing you do with your baby is creating a better world. You don't have to worry about, you didn't get on the Peachtree World News show yet. You guys, we're getting time, I think.
We do. More questions. And yes, please, to the audience, keep putting the questions in the chat. So next question.
Sorry, we have a question from Laia.
Okay.
Okay.
Her question is, what kinds of seed should I plant so that my greatest teacher can live happily and healthily to 150 years?
Good question.
That's all?
I guess she was aiming for the minimum amount.
What do you think?
We gotta get along with each other. We can't fight with each other.
Yeah, that's the
What's the question?
classical answer. The classical answer is that when you, so all of the friends in the world who are working together, studying together, practicing together, that all those people in the world together is a body, is one body. Okay, it's a very strange idea. So all thousands of people in the Worldview Network, everybody's practicing in their own way. Everybody's having different experiences, but all of them together is a single body. And that body matches your teacher's body. It's very interesting. So all the people together who have studied and practiced any of these things all together they are one body. And that body is parallel to your teacher's body. And then when you criticize somebody else in the group, or you hurt somebody else in the group, or you say, I'm too tired to help people. I just go home. I'm not, it's too much for me, you know. And then when you don't support the other people in the same body, then it's like one part of the body is working against the other part of the body. They say, for example, if the lungs, if there's too much liquid, water element in the lungs, you get pneumonia. If there's too much fire element, you get a heart attack. You know, so if the body of all the students together, if inside the body there's some kind of problems or friction, that body is directly parallel to the teacher's body, and it hurts the teacher's body. So I think if you wanted the teacher to live for, you know, I don't think 150 years is a good goal, because time passes very fast, I can tell you. I think just endless years. Then the method is to support each other and help each other. And that's very simple. Very simple. Hard to do. What's the next question? One for Johnny O.
Or you?
Let's see what we have. It says, teacher, I want to know what kind of seed created us to see the birth of a new life. What kind of seed is it that we open again to let me see a life come?
That's about my granddaughter.
And she says, grateful. What kind of seed created us to see the birth of a new life? Any thoughts on that one, Juan?
I don't understand if they're talking about seeing other people getting a birth, or you yourself
I
gaining
think
another.
somebody else having a baby.
Someone's a
Let's
baby.
say somebody in our group, somebody in our worldview network has a baby. Then what's the seed that I made to see this new baby?
I will say, how do you experience the baby? Do you like babies? Are you happy for your friend having a baby?
I experience it a lot.
So yeah, okay, so that's something good.
Yeah,
I will
I'd say
start.
so.
Yeah.
But this experience of seeing a new life come out, we had it with our granddaughter, me and Brenica. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. I never had a kid, so you know about it. But
Yeah.
how did you feel when your child was born?
It changed me radically. I never knew I was capable of so much. I used to work just enough to take care of my stuff, and but then when you find you have another life to take care of, you just do what you have to do, and the money happens because you have no other choice. So, but to create the cause to see that life, it's like constantly rejoicing in the magic of life that's all around you, rejoicing and just holding that beautiful feeling that life is currently blossoming all around you, and it's happening. You just have to focus your intentions on it and then rejoice. And if it's happening close to you, you know that it's going to happen really close to you soon. Yeah.
Good.
How are we doing on time?
We have time for one or two more.
All right, up to you.
Okay. So one more question. It says, when I try to serve my teacher, I try to think of them as a very special being. But some people around me sometimes advise me, like, don't give them too many cookies, or, like, be careful with their time. So how do you take these two visions, like, my teacher doesn't really need anything, but at the same time, I want to take care of him? Should we keep giving teachers cookies to the teacher or not give cookies to the
I
teacher?
think so.
What do you guys think? It's difficult. Somebody's question.
Also, you got an idea?
Well, I don't know. I think in a way, I have heard that when you think of somebody in a negative way, you could be hurting them because they come from you, right? So it's like if you think like, no, this person is just like an annoying person, like they are not helping me, they are just like, they're just grumpy. I should not go and pick their backpack because they are just a random person. Maybe that's hurting them because supposedly they are coming from your seeds. So, but at the same time, we have to be, how do you say, honest with what they are trying to show. Like, if they are a very special person, they are also making how to say, an act, a play, and we are supposed to listen as well because they are very wise and they want us to act in a certain way. But it's tricky because teachers are very, very smart. So sometimes like they want you to think something in order to do something and then teach you some other thing. In general, I think it's good to think that we don't know who's who, and anybody could be around you in order to help you. And we just try to be the most kind and wise and choose the decision that it's available for us at the particular moment. But I don't really know. That's what I would like you to say something about.
You got anything to add?
That's a good answer. I think if they want one cookie, give them one cookie. If they're asking for the seventh
Every
cookie,
5 minutes.
maybe you should not give them 7 cookies.
One or many. I will take
One
it.
or many.
Come on.
That's
7
a question.
cookies.
That's true. There's the story about the guy walking up to the statue and then like these dirty shoes on top of the Buddhist, a holy figure statue, and then they're like, who put these dirty shoes on top of this statue? And I was like, oh, that's very, very bad karma. So they took the shoes off of the statue and they planted a good seed. And then 20 minutes before it started raining, and this very poor person saw, oh, this very holy statue is getting wet. Only thing he had was his shoes, and he put the shoes on top of the statue, and he was thinking to protect the statue with these dirty shoes, but his heart was in the right place. So
like it.
which of those guys made a good seed?
Both.
So
Did the statue get dirty?
I guess that's the
Or protect us from
That's a statue.
that's the statue.
What do you
You
think,
good?
Angela?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that one.
You want another question? Last one or?
Okay, last one.
Okay. Last question.
I
would
got
be-
some cookies I was gonna eat.
You had some?
No,
too?
I'm kidding.
So question is, sometimes when we study, we learn how to transform obstacles into opportunities, right? But then, Geshe, you were saying that when you plant mango seed, it ripens into a mango. So the question here is like, okay, if everything is coming from our seeds, I plant obstacle seed and I should be an obstacle ripening. So when I'm able to experience myself transforming obstacles into opportunities, it's because really I plant a banana seed, an opportunity, or it's because I have another seed who's capable of affect the seed and transform it into an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you.
Kinda.
So if you're able to transform an obstacle into a good thing, it's because in truth the seed was a good thing, or because you have a different seed who enables you to be able to transform an obstacle into a good thing.
Tricky.
I don't know.
I believe in the seed. I believe that there are many seeds that start out difficult. When they start to open, they open difficult. And I believe that almost all seeds, it's like a birth, right? With a mom, then the birth itself is quite difficult. I believe that there's some kind of pattern in karma that at the beginning, when it's first opening, there's some pain or there's some difficulty, and then it transforms into something beautiful. So I think this question comes up many times in the ancient books. And the idea is that there's no seed that's so bad that you cannot change it into something good. There's no seed which is so bad that you cannot take that energy and change it into a positive energy. So I personally, I have fun, and I think fun is a big part of 2023. Like hope means have fun. And for me, I take a problem and I have fun turning into something beautiful. And for me, that's fun. If you ask me, do you like to play games? I say no. Do you like to go out to movie? Not, I don't have time. What's your fun, Geshe? I like to take a lousy seed and try to change it into something beautiful. And for me, that's entertainment. So, that's what I say. How about you guys?
I think as you become a better gardener, things become less black and white, and you have the power to shift things a little better. So I think if just work on your heart, and you'll find your magic to create your world gets stronger.
Last word, Hustle.
Thank you.
Ultima cosa.
Thank you. Well, I was thinking about the book that you Geshe translated with the help of very good friends from Asia. It's called Karma Vibhanga, all kinds of karma. And there is actually interesting seeds that they say, like, it's not only like the way you plant the seed, it's supposed to be very important on the way you're going to obtain the result. Not only, I mean, yes, in a way it's very simple. Mango will create mango, but also like, how happy were you when you put the mango? How long were you happy? Did you regret it later? Did you change your mind? But then, and all those things seems to happen, to matter, sorry. I remember there is a section on the book. It says, let's say you did something good, but at first you were not sure, you hesitate, but you did it anyways. And then later you were happy about it. Then supposedly that will affect as well the development of the result in a way. So I don't know, I was thinking like if maybe it's also like having an experience of transforming an obstacle into opportunity, into a good thing. Maybe it's one seed in the sense that I guess if you ask me what's more perfect for you, just, I mean, it's just a way to take it, like what's better for me, just to have the result without having to deal with the obstacle. It's like the 4 levels of the aspirin. Like the best is like you don't even need anything. But the 3rd level is like you eat something and then it helps you. And so maybe step number 1 will be like you have a lot of obstacles and you don't know what to do with them and you're sad and grumpy all the time.
Slow down.
Okay. Next step is you have an obstacle, but then you work very hard and you become able to transform it into a good thing for your life. Next step, you have obstacles, but no, you are very good at transforming them and quickly and easy and successfully transform it into a good thing. And level 4, you don't even have any obstacles. So maybe there are different kinds of seeds by the different kinds of way we have treated others.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we'll see you guys next month at your Russian language Peachtree World News Show. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks so much for being here, and please join the list so you can know what's coming up next, and reach out to us if you want to be featured, and if you have something to offer, something to sell, or if you want to volunteer. and be a part of the staff here. I know we're going to need some help with social media and running the show. So all those, so many ways to help. We appreciate your time and we appreciate your minds and we love you.
Bye. Happy New
We'll see you.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.